Hello everyone and welcome back once again. This is your science teacher here, and this time I am here with a new chapter of NCERT grade 7, that is wind, storms and cyclone. Students, here in this chapter we are going to learn and discuss about winds, storms and cyclones. Well, students, as you all know that air is everywhere around us, but we cannot see it, yet we can feel its presence. Students, air is sometimes pleasurable in the form of cool, soothing breeze, whereas sometimes it is absolutely in the form of destruction like strong winds, storms and cyclones, etc., resulting in massive destruction of property and life. So students, now in this chapter we will know about some activities involving air, including winds, storms and cyclones, and we will also know about what are they, how are they formed, their destructive capacity and the effective safety measures against them. So let's start. Now students, this chapter starts with a question that why a tin can with hot water, when cooled down with fresh water, distorts its shape. Students, here this question will help you to understand that air exerts pressure. Students, as you all know that the earth and the objects on earth, including humans too, exert pressure on each other. And students, the pressure exerted on a human body by atmosphere is compensated by the pressure exerted by the gases inside human body. And students, same phenomena is also happen in the case of a tin can. Students, as soon as we poured the fresh water over the hot can, then the steam in the can become condenses and convert into water. And students, as a result, it reduces the amount of air that is present in water, and so the pressure of the air outside the can becomes more than the pressure of the air inside the can, and that's why the tin can compressed. And students, hence it is proved that air exerts pressures on all the things present on earth. Now students, let's understand that what are wind currents. Students, the natural motion of air that we generally observe in our day-to-day life is due to a current in a particular direction. And students, that motion of air due to a current in a particular direction is called as wind. Now students, it is necessary for all of you to understand that what is the difference between winds and pressure. Students, generally increased wind speed is accompanied by reduced air pressure. Secondly, the air always moves from a region of high pressure towards a region of low pressure. Now students, let's understand that what is the difference between warm air and cool air. Students, as you all know that on heating, air expands and rises up, and therefore it becomes lighter. So students, we can say that warm air is lighter than the cool air, and that's why the smoke always rises up. And students, once the warm air rises up, then the air pressure is lowered at that particular place, and then the cold air rushes towards the surrounding to fill its space. Now students, the next heading is wind currents. Students, as I said earlier that wind currents are concentrated area of winds, and they are generally due to the difference in pressure or temperature. And students, we also learned in earlier section that the air always moves from areas of high pressure to areas of low pressure. And students, the wind currents are generated due to uneven heating of the earth. And students, as you all know that land gains and loses heat much faster as compared to water. So during summer time, wind always moves from cooler areas or cooler seas towards the land, which is hotter as compared to the seas. And students, these winds that carries from sea towards the land carry moisture with themselves and hence causes monsoons. Whereas during winter season, this direction of wind flow is just opposite to summer season. Means it moves from land towards the oceans during winter season. And students, as I said, that this is just because due to the uneven heating of land and water. Now students, let's understand that what is rain. Students, rain is liquid water in the form of droplets and that have condensed from the atmospheric water vapor and then become heavy enough to fall under gravity. And students, rain is one of the major component of water cycle and it is also responsible for depositing most of the fresh water on earth. And students, this rain is generally caused when the winds from the oceans and the seas flow towards the land. And students, as we discussed earlier, that the cooler seas that generally blows from seas towards the land carry moisture with themselves. And students, then this moisture in the cloud gets saturated after a point, means to say this moisture condensed after a certain temperature. Then students, after condensed, this water poured down as showers, which we commonly call as monsoons. Now students, let's understand that how our storms and cyclones are caused. Students, as we already discussed in the earlier section, that wind currents occurred due to uneven heating on earth, or we can say that due to the uneven heating between the equator and the poles. Students, as you all know, the regions that are near or towards the equator receive the highest amount of sunlight, and that's why the areas towards the equator are warmer as compared to the areas towards the poles. So here in the equatorial region, the warm air rises up, and so the air from latitudes 0 to 300 degree moves in from north and south to take the place of warmer air. Students, similarly, the air at the poles, means to say towards the north and the south poles, is much cooler than the air around latitudes of 600, which is comparatively warmer than the air at the poles. So students, the air around the latitude of 600 being lighter in nature rises up, while the cool air from the poles races towards the area of the warmer region and occupy the places of the warmer air. And students, as I said, this is just because due to uneven heating of the earth's surface, and that's why the storms and the cyclones occur in nature. Now students, let's understand that what are thunderstorms. Students, thunderstorm is basically a violent, short-lived weather disturbances that is almost associated with lightning, thunder, dense clouds, heavy rain or hail, and sometimes strong gusty winds also. And students, generally thunderstorms occurred when warm, moist air rises into cold air and the warm air becomes cooler, which causes moisture called water vapor to form small water droplets, a process through condensation. And students, generally these thunderstorms develop in that areas that are very hot and humid, like India. And students, as we discussed earlier, that the high temperature always create strong upward currents that carry water vapor with themselves. And students, as soon as this water vapor reach to high altitudes, then they condense and fall down again in the form of water droplet. Then students, as a result, due to such drastic pressure variation, they are accompanied by lightning and strong winds. Now students, let's understand or try to find out that what is the reason behind the conversion of thunderstorm to cyclone. Students, during a thunderstorm, water releases heat when it started changes from vapor to rain in the atmosphere. And students, when water releases heat, then this heat warm up the surrounding air and creates a drop in pressure. And as a result, it causes the air to rush towards the center of the storm, due to which a large low pressure system accompanied by strong high speed winds that swirl around it, and that's how it led to the formation of a cyclone. Now students, the next topic is cyclone. Students, a cyclone is generally a weather condition in which the winds rotate inwardly to an area of low pressure. And students, we can also say that a cyclone is a large mass of air that rotates violently about 1015 km high in the air. Students, whereas the center of the cyclone is a calm area that is also known as the eye of the storm. Now students, let's discuss the structure of a cyclone. Students, as I said that the center of the cyclone is a calm area and it is also known as the eye of the storm. And students, the eye of the storm has a diameter of about 10 to 30 km, whereas the area around the eye of this storm is about 150 km. And students, this area around the eye has also winds with the speeds up to 150 to 250 km per hour. And students, the speed of the wind gradually decreases as soon as it moves away from the eye of the storm. Now students, let's understand the different types of cyclones. Students, the cyclones are given different names or known by different names in different part of the world. Like in America, it is known as hurricanes, whereas in Japan, it is known as typhoons. Now students, the first type of cyclone is tornado. Students, a tornado is a violent rotating column of air that is generally extending from a thunderstorm towards the ground. And students, this tornado is generally occurs within a cyclone, and it is generally in the shape of a rotating funnel that carry debris, dust and everything at the bottom along with it and throws them out at the top. Students, the diameter of the tornado ranges from meter to kilometer and with the speed of up to 300 km per hour. Now students, let's understand that what is Coriolis effect. Students, Coriolis effect is generally a force that is due to the Earth's rotation that tries to deflect winds towards left or right, and that force is known as Coriolis effect. Now students, let's learn and discuss some of the safety measures that we should adapt and follow during cyclones, storms, tornadoes, etc. As the first one is, students, we should avoid taking shelter under an isolated tree during the time of a storm. And do you know why? Because sometimes electric discharge can take place between the charge cloud and the earth. And students, while passing over a tree, an opposite charge may be induced, causing a lightning to strike the tree. And that's why we should avoid taking shelter under an isolated tree. Students, if you are in a forest, then seek shelter under a small tree as compared to the tall tree. Nextly, we shouldn't lie on the ground. And students, do you know why? What is the reason behind it? Students, because our body is a good conductor of electricity, and during thunderstorm the ground is also wet. So that's why we shouldn't lie on the ground during a thunderstorm. Now students, the next safety measures that we should follow during thunderstorm is that we shouldn't try taking cover under an umbrella, because umbrella is a good conductor of electricity. Nextly, we should avoid sitting near metal sheds or open garage, because metal sheds or open garage are generally made up of metals that are good conductor of electricity. Now students, the next safety measure is, students, if you are in water, then you should rush out and go inside a building, again because water is a good conductor of electricity. Now students, last but not the least, if you are in a car or in a bus, then it is a safer place for you to take shelter. Now students, do you know why a car or a bus is a safe place to take cover? Students, because a car or a bus stand on rubber tires, and rubbers being an insulator, the body of car or bus stays separated or insulated from the earth, so it doesn't attract lightning, and that's why it is safe for us to take shelter in a car or a bus during a thunderstorm. Now students, let's discuss some of the measures of safety from tornadoes. Students, the image that you see here in this picture is of tornado that we talked about earlier. So students, the first thing that we should keep in mind in order to take safety from tornado is that we should always follow the cyclone forecast and the warning system. Secondly, there should be rapid warning systems to governments and the fishermen and the peoples that are generally living in the tornado prone areas. Nextly, there should be construction of cyclone shelters and rapid evacuation schemes in such a tornado prone zones. The next safety measure is that there should be avoiding of fallen power lines in such tornado prone zones. Lastly, but not the least, we should cooperate with the others and the rescue team. Now students, with this topic here, your chapter number 8 is completed. Now I will be come back soon with another chapter. Till then, stay home, stay safe and stay healthy.